Cardinal family and friends, welcome to Harlingen High School graduation ceremony of 2022. Please stand for the presentation of colors and the national anthem, and remain standing for the moment of silence. Ladies, gentlemen, and 2022 seniors, let us pause for a moment of silence to reflect on the many accomplishments of the students gathered here this evening, as well as their families who have supported them. Let us also remember those who have suffered and lost loved ones in the Uvalde tragedy. Finally, let us remember two of our own who couldn't be with us this evening. Christopher Angel Perales and Mr. John Marino, whom we will dearly miss. Thank you. Please be seated. My name is Kayla Rodriguez, and I have the honor and privilege of serving as senior class president for the past 4 years. The class of 2022 has faced a lot of challenges from freshman year, being famous from the fly infant station at the Ghana freshman lunchroom, but also for making friendships with people going to all the HCIS goals that would follow us throughout high school. Sophomore year hit us like no other when the COVID-19 pandemic shocked the world. We switched from face-to-face learning to completely remote learning virtually due to how fast COVID-19 spread. It threw a lot of challenges at us all. But the class of 2022 has proven it is possible to receive an education in the midst of a global pandemic. Yes, we are very much a historical class, to say the least. We stepped into our senior year, the first normal year since our sophomore year, not knowing how it would turn out to be, but yet we prevailed once again. We shared a lot of memories at Friday night football games, pep rallies, and prom. We enjoyed it all and took in every moment and will hold it close as a memory. There have been many people in our lives that have had a hand in our success and being here graduating today. Thank you to our teachers, administration, moms, dads, and other family and friends who have helped us along the way. You have played an important role in our lives, and your effort and hard work have not gone unnoticed. We appreciate it all. To my mom and dad, thank you for your endless effort and support in everything. I truly wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for you. I love you. To the class of 2022, as our time as high school students comes to an end and we reflect on the past few years of our lives, let's not forget that this next step is just a start to a new beginning. We are closing a door and opening another, turning the page, moving on, etc. It doesn't matter what you call it. What matters is that you leave the past where it belongs so you can enjoy the life that's still available to be lived. This ending is not the end. It's just your life beginning in a new way. It's a point in your story where one chapter fades into the next. We have faced several trials and tribulations to prepare us for our new future with great efforts. We shall continue to overcome the odds and be a powerhouse of innovators and creativity. We will push boundaries to make this world a better place, even in small ways. Always remember where you came from and always remember where you are going. Congratulations, graduates, and never forget, Cardinal spirit never dies. Good evening. The class of 2022 takes great pleasure in extending a very warm welcome to our platform guests, parents, grandparents, family, and friends. This is a very special occasion for our graduating seniors, and we are extremely honored to be here. Parents, we thank you for your support and encouragement that you have given us to this point in our lives. With this being a serious occasion, we thank you in advance for displaying respect and courtesy to each other throughout this ceremony. Our program for this evening will continue with students addressed by our top 2 honor students, followed by the presentation and certification of graduates by Harlingen High School Principal Mrs. Vivian Bauer and certification of graduates by Dr. Alicia Noyola. In order to facilitate the ceremony, our school board members will present the diplomas from 2 platforms. We will conclude our ceremony with the seniors exiting to their senior song. Next, I would like to introduce Mr. Joseph Vidial, Assistant Principal for Secondary Education. He will introduce our platform guests.
Good evening and welcome to the 2022 Harlingen High School graduation ceremony. On behalf of the Harlingen Consolidated Independent School District, I would like to thank you for being here tonight to honor our students and to acknowledge all who have assisted them on this important achievement. Buenas noches y bienvenidos a la graduación de los estudiantes de Harlingen High School. De parte del Distrito Escolar de Harlingen, les doy gracias por estar aquí esta noche para honrar a nuestros estudiantes y reconocer a todos lo que han hecho este importante acontecimiento posible. Permíteme presentarles a nuestros invitados en la plataforma. Por favor, mantengan su aplauso hasta que termine de reconocer a todas las personas. Allow me to introduce our platform guests. Guests, as I call your name, please remain standing until all names have been called. Audience, please hold your applause until all guests have been recognized. We begin with Mrs. Vivian Bauer, Principal of Harlingen High School. Mr. Adrian Solis, Assistant Principal. Julia Faye McManus, Valedictorian. Milagros Yatsidi Rodriguez, Salutatorian. Kayla Reese Rodriguez, Senior Class President. Mr. Eladio Jaimes, Board Member. Dr. Nolan Bettis, Board Member. Mr. Greg Powers, Board Member. Dr. Belinda Reiniger, Board Secretary. Mr. Javier De Leon, Board Vice President. Dr. Bobby Muniz, Board President. And Dr. Alicia Noyola, Superintendent of Schools. Audience, please join me in applauding all that they do to support our students. Esteemed guests, you may now be seated. At this time, allow me to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Bobby Muniz, President of our Board of Trustees.
Graduates, parents, Dr. Nuala, Ms. Bauer, and staff, thank you for the privilege to speak to you this evening. I'm honored to be with you for your 2022 graduation. On behalf of the Harlingen Consolidated Independent School District Board of Trustees, we want to be the first to congratulate you on your hard work and achievements. Unfortunately, Ms. Fleurier couldn't be with us tonight because she is celebrating her granddaughter's graduation from Harvard University. But she sends her congratulations, and I know if she was here, she'd be jumping for joy for all of you. I've heard it said that success leaves clues. If you want to be successful, you should pay attention to what successful people do. I think it's just as important to pay attention to what successful people say. Do you know what a lot of successful people say? Follow your passion. Or, if you do what you love, then you will never work a day in your life. Well, I'm not going to say that. In fact, I think what's even more important is learning from successful people's mistakes, errors, and failures, so that you don't have to make those same mistakes. You can be accelerated by other people's mistakes if you just don't make them. I believe mistakes are one of the most important parts of life. Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, and he failed 10,000 times before he got it right. People asked him what it was like to make 10,000 mistakes. And he said, I didn't make any mistakes. I just found 10,000 ways to make a light bulb. Not to make a light bulb. You have to make mistakes. Think back when you were learning how to walk. You fell down. Your parents stood you up. You fell down. Your parents stood you up. You fell down. And your parents stood you up. Can you imagine if they had said, hey, this walking thing isn't working out. Let's just stay with crawling the rest of your days. You're doing that pretty good. We'll just stay with that. You had to make those mistakes, those errors. It's been consistent, the way you walk, the way you talk. I'm sure there's going to be times that you're going to make a mistake and you're going to say, oh man, this is bad luck. Or this is really holding me back. I want to share a story with you that will maybe change how you think. It's the story of the farmer and his son. There was this farmer and his son, and they had one horse, and they farmed their land. And they were always working out in the hot sun. And one night, a lightning storm breaks out over the countryside, and it spooks the horse, and the horse breaks out of its stall and escapes. It's gone. And the next day, the neighbors came to see the farmer and his son. And they said, oh man, this is such bad luck. Now you have no horse. You can't farm the land. And the farmer, who had learned over many years, he said, good luck, bad luck, you just can't be sure. And the next day comes, and that horse that had escaped, it came back. But it came back with 10 wild horses. And now the neighbors returned again, and all the neighbors said, oh my gosh, now you have 11 horses instead of just one. This is such great luck. And the farmer said, good luck, bad luck, you can't be sure. The next day, they were breaking in some of the wild horses, and the son was up riding one, and one of the horses bucked. It threw down his son, and his son broke his leg. And now his son had a broken leg, and he couldn't farm the land. And the neighbors came back again, and they said, "Oh man, this is bad luck." And the farmer said, "Good luck, bad luck, you can't be sure." The next day, a war broke out in the country. And then the soldiers came to take the young men from all the villages to potentially fight to their death. But they couldn't take the young boy because his leg was broken. Good luck, bad luck, you can't be sure. You see, what I wanted to remind you of in this story is that sometimes when something goes wrong, that's your opportunity to get it right. I want you to think that way instead of just seeing it in the moment as it's just really bad luck. Look down the line of how this thing is going to make you better. If you do that, you're going to grow as a person. So before you say good luck or bad luck, think about the long-term view and how it's going to make you an even better student of life. And finally, parents, this has undoubtedly been a journey for you as well. I'm sure there have been many mistakes that have been made with your kids along the way. But you learned, you cried, you laughed, and you were there with unconditional love. Tonight would not have been possible without your unwavering support. Students, please stand. Please stand and give your parents a round of applause. Please remain standing. I want all the students that are here tonight to know, stay standing, we are your family, and we will always be here for you, and you can always come back to us for help. May God continue to bless you, and I wish you many mistakes and all the success in the world. Parents, please stand. Give your students a round of applause, please. They deserve it.
At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce our principal, Ms. Vivian Bauer, who will introduce the top 2 students of the 2022 senior class.
And I love you. Yes, I do. Thank you, seniors. And good evening, everyone. Our salutatorian for the Harlingen High School class of 2022 is Milagros Yatsiri Rodriguez, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jose Luis Rodriguez. Please come forward and accept this plaque as a remembrance of this great honor. Congratulations, Milagros. Milagros will now address the graduating class of 2022.
Good evening, HCISD School Board, Superintendent Dr. Noyola, HHS administration, staff, parents, and my fellow graduates. My name is Milagros Rodriguez, and it is an honor to be standing before you today as the salutatorian of the class of 2022. First off, let me congratulate each and every one of you for your achievements. Even when life tried to knock us down, we got back up and persevered. And that is why we are here this evening, about to walk across the stage and receive our diplomas. We have matured into young adults who are ready for any obstacles that may come our way. We have faced many trials these past couple of years as a result of COVID-19. We were stripped of having a normal sophomore and junior year. But that did not stop us. We made the most of our less than favorable circumstances and came back stronger than ever. We must hone in this inner strength as we enter the adult world and find our own paths in life. I would like to take the time to thank my wonderful parents, teachers, and our very own principal, Miss Vivian Bauer, for always being there for me and shaping me into the person I am today. To my mom and dad, you have been with me every step of the way. I'm thankful to God for helping me show you that all these years of hard work were not in vain. Standing on this stage today, I hope I have made you proud. No sé qué haría sin ustedes durante estos años tan difíciles. Los quiero con todo mi corazón. Mwah. When I remember my time here at Harlingen High School, I don't just think about the blaring school bells in the morning and the stresses that come with being a teenager. I think about the amazing memories I made with my friends, both new and old, that believed in me and encouraged me even when things got tough. We must hold on to those people who have our best interest at heart. These past 4 years will be part of my fondest memories. Let's take a moment to remember our high school career. Freshman year. Gano Freshman Academy was the first stop of high school. We had to become accustomed to a whole new environment which would only last 1 year. Many of us played at HHS events if we were part of big organizations such as band, like me, cheerleading, sports, and our Cardettes. We were both Ravens and Cardinals. The rides over to the high school were never boring as we rushed to make it on the bus on time. Sophomore year, we were the little fish in the pond once again. We would get lost in the halls, and one of our biggest worries were where and with whom we would sit with at lunch. We were officially HHS Cardinals. We couldn't wait to get spring break started that year. If only we had known we couldn't come back for a long time. It was the start of virtual learning, and it took a while to get used to. Junior year, the start of Zoom meetings. The feeling you would get when you realized that you had left yourself unmuted felt like a near-death experience. It's funny to think back about how we were wearing our pajama pants and slippers and would only be nicely dressed from the waist up, since that is all that would show up on the Zoom screen. It was a new way of learning, but we all adapted well. Senior year. Finally, we can have a normal school year. We were excited to finally go to dances, games, and eat with our friends. And of course, we can't forget our senior prom. This was the year that we could finally call our procrastination senioritis. This past Friday was our last time passing through the halls of HHS. The last time we would see each other at school and laugh together until we meet again. It is a year to remember and one that we will never forget. If I could give the graduating class any advice, it would be this: never let anyone stop you from becoming the best version of yourself. Don't let anyone's opinions weigh you down. You are all amazing, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I would not be standing in front of you all today if I had listened to what others had to say about me and my efforts in my academics. Even as we take our own routes in life, this school will always be a part of who we are. Our blood runs as red as the feathers of a cardinal. And we must never forget, Cardinal spirit never dies. Thank you.
Thank you, Milagros. That was wonderful. Our valedictorian for Harlingen High School class of 2022 is Julia Faye McManus, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Brian McManus. Please come forward and accept this plaque as a remembrance of this great honor. Congratulations, Julia. Julia will now address the graduating class of 2022.
Howdy and good evening. I would like to begin by welcoming Dr. Nyola, the school board, Mrs. Bauer, the faculty and staff of Harlingen High School, and the parents, family, and friends of the HHS graduates of 2022. I would like to first recognize the men and women that are currently serving the United States Armed Forces, veterans, and students who are enlisting in the military who are with us tonight. Thank you for your service and sacrifices to protect our freedoms and this great nation. Getting here has been no cakewalk, so there are some people I would like to thank. I would first like to start off by thanking my parents for believing in me, guiding me, pushing me to be independent, and shaping who I am today. My grandparents for being my best supporters and always making me feel special. My older siblings, Justin, Alec, and Laura, thanks a lot for some extremely high standards to live up to, and for the advice to help me reach those standards. My little sister, Naomi, thank you for being my best friend. Remember, I'm just a phone call away. I love you all more than you know. I want to thank my friends Savannah, Avery, Zachary, and Brianna for making my high school experience a little more bearable. I also want to thank Coach T, Coach Solis, Mr. Cash, Ms. Holliker, my choir directors, and everyone else that has pushed me to pursue my different passions as I went through high school. Without y'all, I don't know if I ever would have realized my love for tennis, poultry judging, leadership, or singing. I encourage each one of you to thank those that have helped you achieve this moment of high school graduation. Most importantly, I want to thank my Lord and Savior for blessing me and the rest of the class of 2022 with our varied talents and opportunities, like being able to graduate here together tonight. As we officially move on to the next chapter in our lives, whether it be college, the military, or the workforce, it is a new beginning. Of course, I know we will all dearly miss the delicious lunch food, but I know we are excited for what the future holds. In this new chapter of our lives, you will gain new freedoms. This newfound freedom allows you to become your own individual, with your own dreams and aspirations that you are able to pursue in our great nation. You are not defined by your past, or as Nathan Wetha would say, this don't define us. As we start the next part of our lives, I encourage you to hit the reset button and strive to redefine yourself as who you want to be. I'm grateful for our teachers that overcame the challenges of online learning. Despite half the class napping behind their cameras junior year, you gave us a great educational experience. Seeing that our teachers have much more experience in the game of life than us, I would like to reflect on some advice they have offered the HHS graduating class of 2022. On our very first day at Kano, Mrs. Bauer told us, make it a great day or not, the choice is always yours. She knew there would be struggles and difficulties we would go through in our high school journey. It is our own choice to view each day in a positive light and focus on the good to keep a great attitude. Mr. Arnold said, in true economics fashion, fortis fortuna adeuvat, something in Latin. Luckily, he translated it for me. Fortune favors the brave. Throughout his 30 years in teaching, he has found it to be true. Always remember to be brave, bold, and shoot for your dreams. During the teacher-student tennis tournament, Coach Aguilar emphasized, worry about what you can control, not what you can't. Life is not always fair, but you have to do your best with the cards you are dealt. Take these adversities and use your knowledge and resources to get the best outcome through hard work and dedication. Ms. Longoria says, know better, do better. As we go off in the real world, there will be temptations and shortcuts that we could take, but we know are wrong. Stay true to your moral compass and always do what is right. And I know we could never forget Mr. Galvan's famous line, top-notcher. He reminds every student how talented we are and his belief in each one of us. Everyone here has extreme potential to achieve great things. Always believe in yourself. Coach Tanamachi, my tennis coach, has 2 words for you today, 2 words. Relax, man. Life will give you frustrating times. It is during this time that we have to remember to relax, reevaluate the situation, and continue on. Mr. Young says, to live life to the fullest, you won't always be young like me. Since we are not all blessed to have such a youthful last name, Mr. Young says to always strive to treasure every moment we are given. Appreciate what you have and value what is most important, faith, family, friends, and your passions. Lastly, Mrs. Hunt reminds us to never forget how wildly capable we are. There will always be hard hits and disappointments in life, but you are capable of always pushing forward to overcome these obstacles. As Philippians chapter 4, verse 13 reminds us, I can do all things in Christ who strengthens me. We've had a long 4 years of high school, to say the least, from a fly infestation to COVID-19 to some major cases of senioritis. But we have overcome these obstacles with determination for a hopeful future. As we leave here today and go our separate ways, always remember, Cardinal spirit never dies. Thanks and gig 'em.
Thank you, Julia. We are very fortunate to have a foreign exchange student among our graduates at Harlingen High School this school year. This is not only a tremendous opportunity for them to come and learn our culture and values, but we have the opportunity to learn from them as well. At this time, we would like to recognize this individual. When I call your name, please stand where you are and be recognized. Sophie Jonker from Germany. At this time, we would like to take a moment to recognize all those students that have enlisted in the military. As we call your name, please stand and be recognized. Lucas Alexander Armijo, U.S. Marine Corps. Richard Casas Jr., U.S. Marine Corps. Luis Mario de la Garza, U.S. Marine Corps. Michael Christian Escobar, U.S. Marine Corps. Ryan Alexander Español, U.S. Air Force. Raimundo Flores, U.S. Marine Corps. Natalie Danielle Gonzalez, U.S. Air Force. Leonardo Hinojosa, U.S. Navy. Josue Obed Lavenderde, U.S. Marine Corps. Richard Manuel Loya, U.S. Army. Jose Antonio Martinez Jr., U.S. Army. Matthew David Medell, U.S. Army. Miranda Catherine Pavon, U.S. Army. David Angus Quesada, U.S. Marine Corps. Nathaniel Jacob Schoonover, U.S. Marine Corps. And Joshua Jesus Torres, U.S. Marine Corps. Congratulations to each one of you, and may God bless you wherever this journey may take you. Also, will those in the audience that are veterans or active military stand and be recognized at this time? We can never, ever thank you for your service to our country. Please be seated. Okay, now it's time, guys. Seniors, please stand. Dr. Alicia Noyola, Superintendent of Schools, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to present to you the senior class of 2022. The students before you have met all the requirements set forth by the Texas Education Agency, Harlingen CISD, and Senate Bill 673. Seniors, please remain standing as Dr. Noyola will certify your class.
Good evening. Board of Trustees, HCISD staff, parents, and family members. As the Superintendent of Schools, and with the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of Texas, it is with great honor that I present and certify that the students before you have satisfied all the requirements for graduation set forth by the Texas Education Agency and the more stringent requirements set forth by the Harlingen CISD. This certification allows our students to participate in tonight's commencement ceremonies and be recognized for their accomplishments. On behalf of the HCISD administration and the entire HCISD family, I'd like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to you, class of 2022. Let's give our amazing graduates a huge round of applause. Students, you may be seated. So I would like to to start off by thanking our school administrators, our teachers and staff at Harlingen High School for helping our students reach this milestone. A very special thank you to our students' families and friends, either here or remotely. Thank you for being there for them, believing in them, and pushing them to do their very best. Their success is also your success. Le quiero dar unas gracias especiales a las familias y amistades de nuestros estudiantes aquí con nosotros esta noche o visitando remotamente. Quiero darles las gracias por estar ahí apoyándolos, creyendo en ellos y empujándolos a dar su mejor esfuerzo. El éxito de nuestros estudiantes también es éxito de ustedes. Graduates, as I look out at what looks like a sea of red, I can't help but reflect on the last 4 years. You entered high school wondering how different the next 3 years were going to be. And boy, was it different. As was mentioned before, there was a number of challenges that you faced. Not only did you transition to 2 campuses during your high school years, we also heard earlier about the pandemic. We heard about online learning. But let me remind you about a few other things. You also went through a freeze, a hurricane, a few floods along the way, and yes, the famous fly infestation 4 years ago. And in spite of all of that, here you are. You know, it's often said that we have very little control over what happens to us in life, but we have full control over how we choose to respond. And I will be forever proud and humbled by how you responded with positivity, adaptability, and perseverance. So as I thought about what I wanted to share with you today, I came across these famous words by Michael Josephson. He said, "Take pride in how far you have come. Have faith in how far you can go. But don't forget to enjoy the journey." Those words perfectly summarize my exact feelings and advice to you today. Your high school graduation is a time when the past, as you heard about, the present, and the future meet. It took hard work, dedication, and persistence to get to this day. But this is not the end. This is just the beginning. You have a very bright future ahead, and you get to decide what comes next. I challenge you as you embark on your next journey to continue to make good choices and use the values, skills, and talents you have learned and developed to persevere in all your future endeavors. Look at the past for motivation, make big plans and goals for your future, but appreciate each moment as it comes along. In a few minutes, you will walk across this stage to receive your high school diploma. I hope that you will enjoy every moment. I hope that as you're sitting out there, when your name is called, that you will enjoy that moment. I hope that when your name is called and you hear the cheers, and you'll hear them from your family and from your friends, that you will enjoy that moment. I hope that when you first touch that diploma, that you will enjoy that moment. And when you walk down that long runway, there's going to be nothing else to do but enjoy that moment. Look for your parents in the stands. Wave at them. Look at your friends. Enjoy the moment. As we get to the end, when they play your alma mater and your class song, live in that moment and enjoy it. As you walk out of this stadium and you meet your parents, they're going to want to take a lot of pictures. Let them. You just smile and enjoy the moment. And finally, when people say, "Congratulations, I'm so proud of you," believe them and enjoy the moment. because this is what's considered the present. Tomorrow morning, you'll wake up, and this will be the past. But that's not a sad thing. That's not a sad thing. It just means that it's time to look forward. And I hope that tonight is a memory that inspires you to accomplish many other great things in your future. So I leave you with this. Remember that no matter where life takes you, your HCISD family will always be here rooting for you. Once again, congratulations, class of 2022. I am super proud of you.
HCISD board members, please help us in the distribution of our diplomas. Top 10% seniors, please rise and approach the platform.
Adrian Adame Jr.
Richard Manuel Loya.
Kirsten Riley Barajas.
Thomas Frederick Lissy.
Kiera Taylor Barrera.
Julia Faye McManus.
Alessandra Rebecca Bazan.
Caden Isaiah Moore.
Ryan Burge.
Isaiah Perales.
Celinda Nicole Burbach.
Elijah Anthony Posadas.
Caden Andrew Burns.
Lauren Elise Powell.
Caden Scarpio.
Julio Ramirez.
Enrique Casiano Jr.
Crystal Alejandra Ramirez.
Ethan Cepeda.
Savannah May Ramirez.
Connor Steve Chavez.
Ethan Michael Reyes.
Cassandra Lynette Correa.
Brianna Janelle Rivas.
Kyler John De Leon.
Kayla Reese Rodriguez.
María Guadalupe De Leon.
Kelsey Danae Rodriguez.
Skylar Odin Delgado.
Liani Victoria Rodriguez.
Brianna Renee Galarza.
Milagros Yatsiri Rodriguez.
Natalie Yvette Garcia.
Nathan Hunter Rodriguez.
Paula Garcia.
Andrea Elizabeth Salinas.
Valerie Garcia.
Stephanie Juliet Sanchez.
Trent Monroe Gilbert.
Zachary Bishop Sauceda.
Alexis Danielle Gomez.
Liberty Elise Silva.
Natalie Danielle Gonzalez.
Michaela Ruth Smith.
Bailey Reagan Helmer.
Parker Dane Smith.
Deandra Alexis Henderson.
Sierra Lauren Smith.
Andrea Marie Hinojosa.
Lauren Faith Sweeney.
Ramon Nathaniel Huerta.
Sabrina Jackson Todd.
Benjamin Aiden Hasso.
Miranda Vasquez.
Adriana Abigail Cantún.
Kimberly Itzel Vasquez.
Iratzi Leija.
Carolina Alessandra Villanueva.
Natalia Anaí Longoria.
Emilio Emanuel Eniguez.
Luis Ezequiel Abarca.
Claudia Isabela Jalife.
Yesenia Elizabeth Acevedo.
Corgan Matthew Jauregui.
Antonio Aguilar Jr.
Jesús Tadeo Jiménez Escandón.
Isaiah Nathaniel Aguilar.
Sophie Yonker.
Marcos Emiliano Aguilar.
Matthew Aaron Cornegay.
Alyssa Riley Aguilera.
Abraham Laguñez.
Amy Aguilera.
Josué Obed Landaverde.
Elena Dominga Aguinaga.
Leilani Lara.
Everardo Aguirre.
Cassandra Nicole Leal.
Angélica Alejandra Alamillo.
Ida Mae Victoria Ledesma.
Giovanni Alamillo Pozos.
Rigo Ledesma Jr.
Alexis Leanne Alfaro.
Frank Landon Lee.
Melanie Azenez Alvarado.
Maximilian Robert Leja.
Anaí Monique Alvarez.
Montserrat Limas.
Diana Álvarez,
Juan Fabián Lerma Jr.,
Jonathan Álvarez,
Justine Alyssa Lincoln,
Quintan Sunny Álvarez,
Michelle Jocelyn Loera,
José Ángel Amaya,
Gerardo Longoria Jr.,
Jason Alexander Angulo,
Natalie Longoria,
Emily Jane Appel,
Adrian Lopez Jr.,
Diego Araguz,
Ariel Lee Lopez,
Isis Rain Marie Aranda,
Fermín Lee Lopez III,
Andrés Ariciaga,
Joseph Nathan Lopez,
Lucas Alexander Armijo,
Landon Caleb Lopez,
Levi Giovanna Aratia,
Manuel Israel Lopez,
Perla Ruby Avalos,
Marco Antonio Lopez,
Johan Yair Ávila,
Nicolás Miguel Lopez,
Michael Andrew Ayala,
Leoneshka Lopez Feliciano,
Justin Trey Baker,
Ángel de Jesús López Hernández,
Kendra Nicole Banuelos,
Eric Julián Lucio,
Dana Elena Barraza,
Summer Nicole Lucio,
Roberto Daniel Barrera Jr.,
Destiny Marie Lugo,
Sky Claudie Bautista,
Sierra Diani Lumbereras,
Jeremy Damian Basan,
Christian Alexander Luna,
Ethan Manuel Becerra,
Gabriel Machado,
Juliet Liberty Beltran,
Ana María Macías,
Efren Benavides,
Catherine Nicole Macías,
Jesse Benavides,
Ernesto Maciel Jr.,
Jocelyn Ali Benavides,
Leslie Yamilet Maldonado,
Lauren Olivia Bender,
Brianna Saraí Manzanares Zavala,
Malika Benavides,
Carlos Javier Marchand Jr.,
Troy Michael Benitez,
Valeria Alejandra Mares,
Jimena Juliet Benitez,
Esteban Marín,
Manuel Dimitri Bocanegra.
Alexander Jason Martinez.
Christian Andrew Briones.
Aaliyah Renee Martinez.
Christian Esteban Briceño.
Amy Lee Martinez.
Ethan Oluloa Britos.
Angélica Martinez.
Donald Henry Bryant.
Brianna Martinez.
José Guadalupe Buendía Romo.
Desiree Marie Martinez.
María Guadalupe Buendía Romo.
Elise Ann Martinez.
Amanda Amaris Buenrostro.
Fidencio Martinez Jr.
Francisco Iturria Buford.
Jaden Anthony Martinez.
Nicholas Cabriales.
Jesse Ray Martinez.
Eric Calderas.
Jose Antonio Martinez Jr.
Andrew Wade Caldwell.
Juan Diego Martinez.
Kaylin Reese Caldwell.
Mason Sai Martinez.
Adrián Camacho Jr.
Roel Cruz Martinez.
Christopher Alexander Camacho Neri.
Saraí Martinez Contreras.
Angelina Jolie Candanosa.
Oscar Humberto Martinez Lara.
Biandra Raquel Cantu.
Alyssa Danielle Mata.
Pedro Israel Cantu.
Brianne Soraya Mata.
Dominic Isaiah Capetillo.
Adelaida Guadalupe Matamoros.
Dominic Matthew Caraveo.
Matthew David Medell.
Pavel Núñez.
Diamond Rose Medina.
Javier Jabón Carmona.
Jaime Medina.
Tamara Lynn Carpena.
Brianna Medrano.
Caitlin Carpio.
Alejandro José Mejía.
Alejandro Francisco Javier Carrales.
Albert Melgoza.
Jesús Daniel Carrión.
Kelly Janetza Mendiola.
Tiana Exandra Carrillo.
Adrian Mendoza.
Omar Carrizales.
Alexis Marie Mendoza.
Sander Lee Carroll.
Angelina Christine Monreal.
Richard Casas Jr.
Pablo Pablo Cesar Monroy, Jr.
Chloe Diamond Jade Castañeda.
Hugo Germán Montalvo, Jr.
Julian Nathaniel Castañeda.
Steven Rodríguez Montalvo.
Antonio Castellanos.
Ricardo Montelongo, Jr.
Diego F. Nestor Castellanos.
Giancarlo Moradel.
Ivan Elise Castillo.
Adam Alexander Morales.
Evian Elise Castillo.
Rolando Morales, Jr.
Crystal Castillo.
Alyssa Moreno.
Diana Laura Castillo Rico.
Julio Cesar Moreno, Jr.
Emily Exmira Castro.
Matthew Moreno.
Andrea Catache.
Matthew Evan Moreno.
Jeremy Joshua Cavazos.
Janelle Ann Muñiz.
Patricia Irene Cavazos.
Angel Renee Muñoz.
Samantha Cavazos.
Gianna Lynn Muñoz.
Adolfo Arián Cepeda de la Cruz.
Deidre Alexis Obregón.
Chelsea Lynn Chapa.
Vanessa Leanne Ochoa.
Giovanni Tadeo S. Cisneros.
César Holguín.
Alyssa Aida Contreras.
Homero Salvador Jesús Olivares.
Celeste Ruby Contreras.
Joaquín Santos Olivares.
Hector Contreras.
Mauricio André Olivares.
Madison Lynn Cornwell.
Jade Olivares.
Jordan Alexander Coronado.
Sarah Michaela Olivares.
Lauren Nicole Coronado.
Ramsey Amin Omar.
Mark Anthony Coronado.
Federico Orozco IV.
Israel Cortez IV.
Malachi Kane Ortega.
Mario Cortez Jr.
Mark Alexander Ortiz Jr.
Dimas Alejandro Crespo.
Michael Isaiah Ortiz.
Anthony Cruz.
Abraham Israel Palomares.
Crystal Celeste Cruz.
Ariana Palomo.
Joshua Jaden Cruz.
Matthew James Pardo.
Bridget Abigail Cuellar,
Maria Lisbeth Patino Manriquez,
Megan Mia de la Cruz,
Miranda Catherine Pavon,
Stephanie Caitlin de la Cruz,
Isaac Nicolás Pedraza,
Christopher Aiden de la Fuente,
Leandro Pedraza III,
Alejandra Gabriela de la Garza,
Adalberto Peña Jr.,
Luis Mario de la Garza,
Leanne Peña,
Nathan de la Torre,
Nailea Monique Peña,
Luis Manuel de Lara,
Bon Scott Cianci Pequeño,
Ariel Renee de Leon,
Harlingen High School is presenting an honorary diploma to the family of Christopher Angel Perales, accepting
Cristina Joe de Leon,
Ethan Ray Pereira,
Destiny Desiree de Leon,
Alexa Jade Perez,
Dominic Drake del Valle,
Delilah Marie Perez,
Ismael de Leon III,
Jorge Ignacio Perez Jr.,
Israel de Leon,
Juliet Faith Perez,
Allison Aliyah Diaz,
Riley J. Perez,
Jeremy Matthew Diaz,
Samantha Jade Perez,
Jesus Dominguez,
John Eugene Peroni Jr.,
Nereida Dominguez,
Nativity Vera Marie Poe,
Galilea Duran,
Catherine Ray Portales,
Hunter Michael Durivage,
Amanda Nicole Pro,
Johnson Alexander Dweeben Jr.,
Darian Jacob Puga,
Nadia Lee Elizararaz,
David Angus Quesada,
Matthew Ray Elizondo.
Oscar Quesada Jr.,
Carissa Jalen Escamilla.
Julissa Ariana Quiroz,
Fabian Escamilla.
Ananda Janine Ramirez,
Michael Christian Escobar.
Benjamin Michael James Ramirez,
Jaden Rene Escobedo.
Elizabeth Ramirez,
Ryan Alexander Españón.
Emma Monique Ramirez,
Ashton Elijah Esparza.
Hector Ramirez Jr.,
Ashley Priscilla Espindola.
Ruben Ramirez,
Abraham Espinosa.
Angelique Ramon,
Esteban Espinosa.
Elena Leyari Ramos,
Jocelyn Shea Espinosa.
Jonathan Isaiah Ramos,
Mario Espinosa III.
Dallas Lynn Rangel,
Kayla Valerie Esquivel Oliva.
Desiree Nicole Rangel,
Caitlin Rita Estrada.
Maybelline Ludwika Rangel,
Román Silverio Estrada.
Nadia Rangel,
Stephanie Haley Falcón.
René Renteria,
Chipman Thomas Falls.
Abigail Marie Reyes,
Kayla Nicole Fernandez.
Anne Marie Reyes,
Abril Flores.
James Ray Reyes,
Aiden Nathaniel Flores.
Jose Javier Reyes Jr.,
Adrian Stephen Flores.
Angel Reina,
Blue Jeremiah Flores.
Joshua Juan Reina,
Christian Ellis Flores.
Xavier Reza,
Christian Isaac Flores.
Brianna Lynn Rios,
Clarissa Jonelle Flores.
Julian Blue Rivas,
Dominic Joshua Flores.
Angela Marlene Rivera,
Mario Alberto Flores III.
Oscar Edgardo Rivera,
Nicholas J. Flores.
Samuel Ray Rivera,
Raimundo Flores III.
Tyler Roy Rivera.
Tristan Aiden Flores.
Irving David Rivera Robles.
Lindsay Victoria Flores Garcia.
Eric Keith Robles.
Ivan Flores Martinez.
Adriana Belica Rodriguez.
Jacob Ryan Fonseca.
Hannah Elizabeth Rodriguez.
Natasha Ariel Gallegos.
Jesus Rodriguez.
Vanessa Galvan.
Jonathan Robert Rodriguez.
Stephanie Garate.
Rebecca Renee Rosas.
Abigail Garcia.
Zachary Taylor Rosenbaum.
Adriana Marie Garcia.
Gresham Connor Roy.
Alexia Anaí Garcia.
Michaela Alexis Lubalcaba.
April Adela Garcia.
Samuel Melquiades Ruiz.
Christopher Garcia Jr.
Jack Dylan Sines.
Clarissa Garcia.
Henry Saiz Jr.
Daniel Garcia Jr.
Alonso Salas.
Destiny Garcia.
Angel Salas.
Everardo Garcia III.
Leonardo Salazar.
Fatima Garcia.
Matthew Alexander Salazar.
Ileana K. Garcia.
Pauline Nicole Saldaña.
Isis Miracle Garcia.
Ryan Isaiah Saldaña.
Jonathan David Garcia.
Emilia Rihanna Salinas.
Nelly Giselle Garcia.
Jonathan Jesus Salinas.
Nicholas Jason Garcia.
Trey Alexander Salinas.
Robin Ray Garcia.
Christopher Brian Salomon.
Steven Garcia.
Jade San Ramon.
Alberto Luis Garcia Mata.
Alexia Denise Sanchez.
Roel Garcia Martinez.
Angel Sky Sanchez.
Adrian Garza.
Dominic Gerardo Sanchez.
Felipe Jean-Claude Garza.
Emily Yvonne Sanchez.
Jaime Jacob Garza.
Gustavo Lorenzo Sanchez.
Javier Diego Garza.
Javier Josué Sanchez.
J. Henry Garza.
Jasilla Jadelyn Sanchez.
Jacob Alexis Garza.
Jose Manuel Sanchez.
Joseph Garza.
Julio Cesar Sanchez Jr.
Caitlin Bella Garza.
Megan Janelle Sanchez.
Mallory Garza.
Patricia Lisette Sanchez.
Morgan Grace Garza.
Victoria Isabela Sanchez.
Pedro Garza Jr.
Giovanna Santamaria.
Sonia Christine Garza.
Marcos Antonio Santiago Sosa Jr.
Ariana Jaylee Garza Zapata.
Rosalia Daniela Lizette Santibáñez.
Erin Ashley Gasca.
Faith Michelle Santillan.
Dallas Scott Gilbert.
Monica Jacqueline Santos Juarez.
Aaliyah Jade Gomez.
Saúl Eliseo Sarmiento.
Clarissa Danielle Gomez.
Alma Marie Sauceda.
Stephanie Esmirna Gomez.
Annette Sauceda.
Israel J. Gomez.
Eli Emilio Sauceda.
Jesus Alberto Gomez.
María Isabela Dolores Sauceda.
Kayla Leanne Gomez.
Nathaniel Jacob Schoonover.
Melanie Aid Gomez.
Emery Celine Scoggins.
Paris Alexia Gomez.
Mauro Antonio Segoviano Jr.
Ricardo Alonso Gomez. Rolando Gomez Jr.
Ricardo Enrique Segura II.
Cody Noel Gonzer.
Eric Lane Sepúlveda.
Adán González.
Ana Maribel Serrano Salinas.
Alejandro René González.
Carissa Lynn Shropshire.
Freddie Joshua Gonzalez Jr.
Anthony Joseph Silvestro Jr.
Elise Belen Gonzalez.
Nathan Lynn Simmons.
Jamie Alina Gonzalez.
Kaylin Juliet Snavely.
Jorge Luis Gonzalez III.
Ian Hunter Solis.
Zachary Gonzalez.
Jorge Alexine Solis Jr.
Christian Isaiah Gonzalez.
Pedro Sosa.
Cristel Gonzalez.
Carla Soto.
Gaspar Gonzalez Jr.
James Lee Arthur Strutz.
Irma Gonzalez.
Gregorio Tavares II. Yulisa Talavera Camacho.
Isaiah Malibu Gonzalez.
Christopher Antonio Tercero Putul.
Jamie Lynn Gonzalez.
Jake Matthew Thomas.
Jorge Luis Gonzalez.
Destiny Lee Thompson.
Samantha Marie Gonzalez.
Logan Nathaniel Thompson.
Victoria Natalie Gonzalez.
John Ray Tijerina.
Jaden Rain Gracia.
Joshua Jesus Torres.
Chloe Ann Gracida.
Sergio Alexander Torres.
Isaac Isaiah Gudino.
Armando Jose Tovar.
Emma Renee Guerrero.
Benjamin Treviño.
DiMaggio Gutierrez.
Jonathan Albert Troncoso.
Oscar Gutierrez.
Bianca Yasmeli Uvalle.
Pedro Gutierrez IV.
Novely Evelyn Valdez.
Kemuel Guzman.
Kaylin Alyssa Vallejo.
Brandon Robert Hall.
Alicia Yvette Vargas.
Monica Barbara Ann Heckman.
Marcos Damián Vargas.
Aaron Hernandez.
Christopher Isaac Vargas Mata.
Alexis Renee Hernandez.
Evan Peyton Vasquez.
Angelina Jade Hernandez.
Martin Vasquez Jr.
Erin Nicole Hernandez.
Brianna Jasmine Vasquez.
Gael Guadalupe Hernandez.
Luis Adrian Vasquez Jr.
Juan Carlos Hernandez.
Deja Vega.
K.C. Andrew Hernandez.
Evelyn Vega.
Kelly Madison Hernandez.
Marissa Ann Vega.
Mariana Hernandez.
Brianna Monique Velasquez.
Víctor Javier Hernandez.
Gabriel Vences.
Víctor Ramón Hernández.
Harley Alyssa Villafranca.
Derian José Hernández Díaz.
Brianna Lee Villarreal.
Carlos Hernández García Jr.
Michaela Brianna Villarreal.
Alain Alejandro Hernández Mendoza.
Renee Alexis Villarreal.
Arumi Leslie Hernández Puentes.
LD Abril Villasana.
Alyssa Renee Herrera.
Angelita M. Villeda.
Annette Alexia Herrera.
Mariana Aguilar Villeda.
Argelio Herrera III.
Rigoberto Villeda.
Elijah Rocky Herrera.
Danilia Jade Weaver.
Ismael Herrera.
Taylor Elizabeth White.
Avery Nicole Hinojosa.
Hillary Michelle Weiser.
Elaine Z. Hinojosa.
Nathaniel Stephen Wren.
Leonardo Hinojosa.
Cecia Weich V.
Fátima Hinojosa Oyervides.
Ana Cristina Yepes Canchola.
Joshua Inostroza. Hannah Marie Holcomb.
Caitlin Josephine Zambrano.
James Connor Holland.
Christopher Justin Zambrano.
Dariana Gabriela Holmes Sainz.
Haley Jade Zamorano.
Evan Lee Howell.
Daniel Zapata.
Antonio Manuel Huerta.
Karime Zapata.
Carolina Rose Huerta.
David Eli Zavala.
Dana Aliyah Henrietta Nicole Huerta.
Lisha Denise Hermeno.
Julián Huerta.
Esmeralda Jolene Zuniga.
Mario Huerta Jr. Sunshine Stormy Huerta. Nailene Nicole Cruz. Jorge Alejandro Hernández.
Thank you. Class of 2022, please stand. At this time, please move your tassel from the right side to the left side. Congratulations, Harlingen High School graduates. Our wish for you is to be happy, and may God continue to bless you in all things wonderful. You make us so proud. Please be seated for the presentation of the senior class banner. And yes, I love you. You guys are special.
Thank you, Ms. Bauer. We will now proceed with the presentation of our senior class banner. The senior class officers are myself, Kayla Reese Rodriguez, President; Miranda Vasquez, Vice President; Andrea Salinas, Secretary; Biandra Cantu, Treasurer. Please join me on stage. "11 years ago, HHS began a new tradition of passing the senior banner to the following year's graduating class. Today, we continue the tradition. We, the senior class of 2022, proudly stand before you to leave you the banner to the senior class of 2023 as a symbol for years to come. It comes with great responsibility as you will be the new leaders of Harlingen High School. May your class carry it with honor and pride. We issue to the class of 2023 the following challenge: Don't settle for less than your best. Aspire for excellence. Leave no stone unturned, and always believe in yourself, your family, and your friends, and your faith. Wish you the best and hope to hear the great accomplishment the class of 2023 will achieve. Remember, wherever you go and whatever you do, Cardinal spirit never dies. Fellow graduates, family members, and friends, please stand and join us for our alma mater. At this time, on the count of 3, throw your grad caps. 1, 2, 3. Family and friends in the audience, as the class officers lead the graduates out of Bogus Stadium, we ask that you honor us by staying in the bleachers until we have completed our walk into the future to our class song, The Knights. Please remember to stay safe and to stay off the track and field. We will meet you on your respective sides outside of the stadium. Thank you for all your support throughout the years. Be safe, God bless, and good night. Congratulations, graduates.
Once upon a younger year, when all our shadows disappeared, the animals inside came out to play. Went face to face with all our fears, learned our lessons through the tears, made memories we knew would never fade. One day my father, he told me, son, don't let it slip away. He took the edges, all I heard him say. When you get older, your wild heart will live for younger days. Think of me if ever you're afraid. He said one day you'll leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child, these are the nights that never die. My father told me. fire they can't put out. Carve your name into those shining stars. He said go venture far beyond the shores. Don't forsake this life of yours. I'll guide you home no matter where you are. One day my father and he told me, son, don't let it slip away. When I was just a kid I heard him say, when you get older you wild heart and live for younger days. Think of me if ever you're afraid. He said one day you'll leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child, these are the nights that never die. My father told me. These are the nights that never die. My father told me. He said one day you'll leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child, these are the nights that never die. My father told me.